In today's episode of the Path Monk Presents podcast, I have an interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Neil Barbulescu. He is the Senior Director of Digital Marketing and Social Media at 919 Marketing. And today we're going to be learning all about, what 919 is all about. And it's a national content marketing agency that helps essentially emerging and mature brands to get the word out there. So today we're going to be diving much deeper. So Neil, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Very cool. Give us, the 360 overview. What is 919 all about?
So 919 Marketing, we're going on our 25th anniversary upcoming. Started as a PR content marketing firm. And over the past 5 years, we've really exploded. We've become a national, almost an A to Z marketing shop where we'll do everything from website design. We still do PR. That's still our bread and butter. But we do everything digital marketing now, e-marketing, Google ads, PPC, programmatic ads. On top of that, we're really excited about the new platforms out there, such as TikTok and other ways to get our clients' voices heard. We have a lot of rock star employees at our company. We have former news journalists. We have former clients where they're working in the franchise industry, which is a really big segment for us. Now they're working for us. And on our nonprofit and activism side, we had people who are working for state and national governments now working for us just because we provided such a good service for them that they actually wanted to do more. So it's a really exciting time for the company.
Very cool. Okay, that gives me a rough overview. What types of companies would you be working with? Like, what is sort of a typical client that 919 would be serving?
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with the franchise services. So the franchise industry has really grown over the past few years, especially with COVID. It was one of the COVID resistant models. Unfortunately, a lot of mom to pop shops didn't do as well, but with a corporate headquarters, it kept a lot of businesses solvent. And with the franchise services, we work with both the franchisees, the individual owners who sign up for a franchise, and we work with the corporate headquarters of the franchise where we're working with them to attract potential franchisees. People, it is a large investment, especially for some of the bigger brands out there. You do need, sometimes $500,000 to $1 million investment. So we work on getting those high qualified customers for them.
Yep, makes a whole lot of sense. And who within those companies would actually be sort of the champion to hold the flag high for 919? Is that a CMO? Is that, even a business owner? Like, who is typically the initial contact that you guys speaking with?
Yeah, so it depends. There's a few demographics. With the CMOs, that's a big one if we're talking with corporate side. Most of the time, a corporation for the franchise business, they worry about their stores, their locations first. The franchise business is an important segment, but it's not really the CMO's biggest attention seeker. So that's usually why they partner with an agency such as us, where we can kind of do the heavy lifting for them. They're, a CMO is still actively involved. Another big one is a franchise development officer or a franchise manager, who's another one. For small business owners, we do partner with them if we're doing testimonial videos, a day in the life of, if we're trying to get a behind the scenes of what it takes to become a franchise owner and, potentially how much money you can make off the investment, how much. There's some that are, you can stay home a little bit and hire people to run the business. There's some you have to be there every day. So it gives a good taste of that.
Gotcha. And how do folks hear about 919? What would be sort of the typical client acquisition channels that you guys are leveraging?
Yeah, so 919 Marketing has a really strong word of mouth reputation. A lot of our former clients and still active clients who have been with us for years, the franchise industry is a small kind of niche industry, so they do talk, especially now that COVID is over. Conferences have started back up again across the nation. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it is referrals. The other part is for the past 3 years now on the Inc. 5000, we've been the fastest growing franchise marketing content and PR firm across the nation. So that's something we definitely put in our ads across Google ads, LinkedIn ads, Facebook ads, where we're touting that it's nice to be number one for the third year in a row. So we've gotten a lot of inbound traffic through that. And also, and it's really exciting because this happened literally last week, we partnered with Saralytics. Saralytics is a huge SEO platform comparable to SEMrush and Moz. And we've worked with Saralytics for close to 5 years now before the partnership, where we took our website and they dissected everything SEO. We did a information architecture, changed the menus, changed the content, and it took our domain authority, it took our ranking. We're now ranked #1 organically for franchise marketing in other terms as well, but that's a huge one. And we get our organic leads, and our organic traffic has more than quadrupled since we've started with them. So we're really excited again that we partnered with Saralytics. Now it's called 919 Insights, which is a proprietary platform just exclusive to us. The only company in franchising that has it, which is really exciting. So that's a big part of our success as well.
Very cool. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. What role do you attribute to the website? You mentioned you guys are ranking really well. I typed in here just franchise marketing. You guys are popping up there with the ultimate guide to market franchises, for example. How do you think about the website in terms of growth for the company? What's your take on that?
Yeah, so whatever we do on our website, we want to do well because it's really what we're recommending to our clients. The first thing we did is make sure site speed and mobile responsiveness was high, especially as over 60% of our traffic is from mobile. We also added, it used to be that long videos were kind of, the trend was to go shorter to the 20 seconds. Now we've added back the longer videos because that is huge on SEO now. It's, content, our video is always king in content. So we added more videos, and we regularly post blogs on, usually once or twice a month on our blog content, whether it's around guides, as you saw the franchise marketing guide, whether it's news and announcements. And that's what we recommend for our clients as well. Regular content, whether it's video, whether it's blog content, you got to do it regular. And how we do it is we go off the keywords that 919 Insights says we want to rank for this keyword and we want to rank for this page.
Very cool. Okay, now with your perspective, right? Obviously, you are responsible for digital marketing, social media. In your perspective, the website, what is its current strength? I mean, we already spoke about sort of ranking factors and the likes, and versus where do you see room for improvement? Like, where do you want to bring the page moving forward?
Yeah, so I've touched on our franchise marketing services. We are also very big in nonprofit and activism services. We are Raleigh, North Carolina based, headquartered. So we do a lot with the North Carolina state with Talk It Out, which is Stop Underage Drinking Initiative, and a lot with CFNC, which is the College Foundation of North Carolina. So for those activism pages, which is crucial to our clients as well, and as well as we do standard B2B and a lot of B2C clients as well. We try to, everybody who goes to the homepage sees that we are franchise, but we also are masters in nonprofit and other services as well. So maybe that's where our room for improvement is, to give prospective clients that kind of 360 view that there are 3 services that you can go after. But what I think we do well is we have dedicated landing pages for each service. So it is structured right. It's just still, when they get to the homepage, franchise services probably takes a little of the cake.
Okay, makes sense. I'm on the page right now and I can clearly see what you're saying. The structure is all there, the navigational patterns is all there for nonprofit, but makes complete sense. Super interesting. And everybody who's interested, you can head over to 919marketing.com, and it's the actual numbers, 919marketing.com.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So, how do you guys go about figuring out why people do or do not convert on the website? Now that you're bringing in traffic, that people are interested in franchise, some are nonprofit services. Like, how do you guys go about figuring out why they would or would not convert and, fill a contact form?
Yeah. So really what's huge for us is time on site, and bounce rate is, key factors, #1. We tend to see users who come and read a blog post are usually over 30% higher to convert. We have a sticky scroll on all the blog posts on your right, and then we have one at the bottom where it has a direct call to action, either to call or email us directly. And that email goes directly to our leadership. It's not, you're not waiting to hear back. You will get a call. So we have CTAs prominent on every blog post. And also what we do is we're very big in email marketing. I know some people say it's old school, but it's very effective, especially for personalized communication. And we've made contacts in the industry for years now through trade shows and referrals and conferences, where we have a pretty large database that people have opted in, where our CEO or other leadership members has regular content. Our CEO actually is a Forbes author, so he writes columns there as well that we share with them. So we try to engage our audience, and every time we have a new blog post, we'll link to them, and that's normally how we get our best traffic, through personalized content that's relevant to them.
Makes a whole lot of sense. Super interesting. So we now learned a bit about what 919 is all about, what you guys are doing. One thing that I'm curious about, it's a little bit sort of off track, but it's been coming up in recent shows. So, feel free to just let me know if that hasn't been a topic that you guys have been discussing internally. The cookieless future is coming, right? Like the big browsers are killing third-party cookies. Retargeting becomes more challenging. Is that something, as a marketer, you start thinking about already, or is that something that's a little bit more off into the future? What's your take on that?
Yeah, we've been thinking about it already. And I mean, with Facebook iOS, that already happened, was kind of forced us to think about it. I guess the beauty of our franchise services and our nonprofit services too, for most of our clients, is we already have a first-party extensive database that is ours. So with the cookieless, we are still able to directly target them again through e-marketing. Mm-hmm. We're able to still build encrypted lists that no longer, we've already built the retargeting on our website, that we have a list that allows us to still be competitive. From just my experience talking with our Google rep, Google is still going to give an encrypted version. It won't be as powerful as what it is now for retargeting and audience building, but they're still going to have that feature. So we feel really strong with our first party data, with our databases, plus the tools that are still available to us. And even with Facebook, I think that's going to improve over the next year or two, that they're going to figure out, especially now that they changed their name to Meta. But we feel confident with that combination that will still be very strong.
Very cool. Cool. As we're slowly approaching the end of the interview, I would love to learn a little bit more about yourself. I have some rapid fire questions. Are you ready for those?
Yeah.
What is the last book you read?
The last book, I'm reading the Witcher books. I forget which title it was. It's the third book in the series.
Mm-hmm. I think that's enough to get a feel. What's the one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
I would say growth. We just acquired Seralytics, so we obviously have more customers and clients, and we're in a position now with our team and structure that we're ready to become a household name in the nation in the next 5 years.
If there would be no boundaries in tech, what's the one thing you would fix for your role today?
I would fix, since I first started, social media has become, and we hinted at with cookies, and some is great with the spam law, with can't spam law. I feel the other parts, especially for our franchise partners, it used to be on social media that we had a lot further targeting with demographics, and because of Facebook and Congress changes, they did limit that to saying now a franchise opportunity is an employment opportunity, which we do not agree. So unfortunately, we're hampered with our targeting through social media and Facebook. So definitely, I know why they did it, but I don't agree. I think they went too far, and I think they should open up some of the targeting again.
Interesting. Last question would be, if we are going back into sort of, your first day, you're joining 919 Marketing, what's the one advice you would give yourself?
I don't have to win the race the next day. I can pace myself. When I first started, we were still in a large growth phase, and we still are. And as a new employee does, you want to really conquer the world, and you're full of energy and have all these ideas, but really that pace yourself. Things happen for a reason, and you don't have to transform the digital team overnight. I'm very proud of our team and what we service. So that would be my advice.
Very cool. Neil, I really appreciate that you took the time with us today to give us an insight on 919 Marketing. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about 919, what's the one thing they should remember?
919 Marketing differentiates itself because we go the extra mile for our clients, and we hear that all the time. You don't have to wait 2 business days to hear back from us. Sometimes it's 2 minutes, and we really enjoy their success. We work hard. It's cliche, we work hard, but we play hard, and it's great now after COVID's over to reconnect with our clients.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathmark Presents.
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate it.